So here's my James Baroud rooftop tent. I just put the ladder away, but goes up on top of the car like this. It pops up. Pretty good size inside. When you climb up there, you got a pretty good amount of room to climb around and stuff. I mounted mine on these Rhino racks. They sit super close to the car, but I think it's cool, but you know, for 2,500 bucks or $3,000, I feel like there's a couple things that are just kind of shouldn't really be that way. When you set it up, you put these bungees in here, and this is just a minor thing, but like, I don't know, mine, it came with just a normal bungee cord inside, and I just thought that was kind of trashy. For like $2,500, like, you just gave me a normal bungee. Here's another thing too, like, they give you this light up here, and like, it's cool, it's a cool idea. It velcros in there, like, all right, that's cool. It comes with this fan. It looks like about a $5 or $10 Amazon solar fan. The thing that's kind of annoying about it, and you could kind of see right here, like, that part there kind of folds and kind of hits your head. If you're 6 foot, I'm 5'11", and I can barely, if I stretch out straight, I barely fit. Like with my girlfriend in here, it's a tight fit. I typically sleep diagonal. You could see right here is an issue where I put the ladder in here, and the ladder has these hooks on one side that kind of stick up. And you could see right here where it wore through the ladder bag, and then it wore through there. So minor thing, but I kind of thought that was shitty, that like, if you put the ladder in there and you close it, and your ladder is the wrong way, it's gonna damage your tent. It's gonna damage your tent if you do it the wrong way. The zippers are all pretty good. The mattress is pretty comfortable, but you could still feel like, if you sink your hip into it, I weigh about 170. If you sink your hip into it, you can definitely feel the bottom of the, you could feel the hard part, which is kind of shitty. Like, you would think, like, honestly, for $2,500, you should have a mattress that you can't feel the bottom of the tent. Like, you should have a mattress that you are like, wow, this is a $2,500, $3,000 tent. Yeah, I don't feel my hip bone hitting the bottom of it. So I think that's just kind of a shitty thing. Like, there's these cool mesh bags. That's kind of a cool feature. This thing, you can put your jacket up here. You know, the light, I'm not like, I just feel like it's a shitty mounting system. You have to put it through these kind of like loopy Velcro things, and it's just kind of like, come on, guys. Like, you couldn't put a piece of metal up there and then a magnet on the light. You couldn't put like Velcro in the back of the light and a piece of Velcro up there. You know, I mean, don't get me, like, I'm not trying to be negative Nancy. I have to be clear. This was worth every penny. Like, I didn't regret buying it. I have fully enjoyed it. Like, it's way better than any other ground tent. It's way better than sleeping out in the open, in my opinion. And it's way better than one of those, like, Tepuyoy tents, or the ARB Simpson tent that is like an actual tent that goes on your roof that flips like this, and you have to set up the poles and shit still. It's way better than that. Sets up, I don't know, 5 minutes. I'll show you in a minute me taking it down. But just little things like this, that ideally you could have this vent open and water's not gonna come in, but like, I don't know if you can tell. It's supposed to be sticking out so water can't come in, but it doesn't stick out. It's not enough strong enough piece of wire or something in there. So this vent, this vent, in my opinion, is retarded. That's just the stupidest. Like, it literally, this dangles and it's gonna hit you in the face. And there's absolutely no way, at least no way that I've figured out. I guess you could kind of do this. Okay, you could do that. So I stand corrected. I guess you're supposed to go like this. But even still, like, if it's heavily raining, there's no way to open a window or a vent and not have water come in here. This thing here, definitely water is going to come in there. I mean, just feeling the foam is kind of like, come on guys, what the fuck were you doing, dude? You're charging people $3,000 plus a tent, and you're giving them a mattress topper basically that somebody bought it, could have got a Kmart for 30 or 40 bucks. Like, I mean, I get it. Short term, yeah, you make a couple $1,000s on every single one of these things you sell. But long term game, you're trying to compete with the Maggiolina Auto Home, which I have this one. I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to get a Maggiolina Auto Home. Because I just feel like, I just feel a little let down, to be honest. Like, I just don't really think the quality is there for how much money it is. And I'm going to show you, the ladder is good. It's got this aluminum ladder. It's in a bag. Ladder's pretty solid, pretty lightweight, hooks on pretty well. But I mean, when they first sold the tent, this just kind of tells you something about James Baroud. When they first sold the tent, and these clips right here and here, those clip into your ladder. When they first sold the tent, the ladder clip on the top was plastic. And the ladders broke. And there was a posting online where a really large guy fell. And I mean, you could really get fucking hurt. Like this thing, look at how high up I am right now. That's 10 plus feet. It feels like 10 feet. Maybe it's 8 feet. But if you fell late at night on an uneven surface or on some rocks, oh hell yeah, you could totally break your ankle. And the ladders originally collapsed. This ladder now, I'd say it's pretty sturdy. Once you get the hang of climbing in and out, it's pretty good. Come up here. Kind of pull this down. And I'm not, like I said, I don't hate the tent. It's still worth buying, totally worth the money. But these are just a few little points. Say, for example, you were my mom and you bought this tent. That thing, pulling that thing down is really hard. Like, I weigh 170 pounds. I consider myself fairly strong, 30 years old. It's really hard to pull it down and then simultaneously hold it and then clasp one of the sides, or hold it and then tuck this stuff in. So if you're an older person or you're just a smaller person, you don't have a big reach, it can be really difficult. I mean, you know, I'm talking 5-10 minutes, but like, this is the other problem. This always happens. As far as I know, I haven't found any way to close it, just one close and everything's inside. You kind of either have to have a person help poke this stuff in, or you have to kind of like clasp this and then unclasp the other side and then jam it in with your hand. Final point of contention, and I promise you this is 2 final points. These clasps are just complete pieces of shit. Like, this is just a complete joke. Like, are you kidding me? This is literally a 50-cent clasp on a $3,500 rooftop tent. Look at this thing. Like, it's basically just a piece of wire and these things. And I would expect a clasp that is well made. Now, final point. This strap's pretty stable, I suppose. But we close the clamshell now. And you could see, like, I kind of come over here and then I close this one. But I have that piece of fabric, so I got to undo this side. Now I got to undo this side, come back down, And like I said, I don't mean to bitch, but I just am being honest here with my review. These are things that just totally happy I bought this thing, no regrets. Looking back, like, would I have not bought it? No, I would have bought it. I got a decent deal on it. It was a little bit used, so I got it for, I think, $2,500 instead of $3,500. So for me, I'm not that bummed. But you know, let's say you just got back from Iraq, from you know, being in the military. You're like, man, I'm gonna buy this tent. I'm gonna go travel around the United States, spend 6 months sleeping in the tent. I don't know. Just on a real basic level, it just has a kind of cheapy vibe to it. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, it's just kind of like when you drive, you know, if you drive a Toyota versus you drive kind of an old Ford Escort or something versus you drive an old Honda Civic from 20 years ago, you just kind of get the vibe. Like, the Escort's a cheapie. So, like I said, I mean, I don't regret buying it. I'm totally glad I bought it. But I just kind of feel like, you know, these clasps, they're already rusting. The paint's coming off and they're rusting. So, you know, not the end of the world for sure, but definitely just like, you know, like I said, like, I didn't pay full price, but what if I did? What if this was like my savings that I spent? What if this was like my retirement little sleepy home? I personally, I saw a review on Expedition Portal about one of these things, and the guy said it cracked and the paint came off, and the company, and this is kind of the other reason I'm doing this review. I saw a review and a guy said, hey, look, the front of this thing cracked, the paint's coming off, the fiberglass is breaking, what the F? And James Baroud, you know, wrote on the thing, no, we don't think that happened from us, that happened from you. We're not going to warranty the tent. The guy said he slept in it like 100 times and the top fiberglass broke. After sleeping in it myself and just seeing like the fact that the ladder doesn't, if you flip the ladder the wrong way, it pushes up on the tent, I kind of think the guy was telling the truth, because the thing seems kind of cheaply made. I could see that maybe one batch didn't get fiberglassed fully. I could see maybe the paint didn't get sprayed on fully. So my next tent I'm gonna get a maggiolina. And basically James Baroud, for anyone who doesn't know, James Baroud basically copied maggiolina, and I think was trying to kind of make some money on the market of like hardtop pop-up tents. And I think they saw the numbers and they said, man, $4 grand, holy crap, like we sell them to the dealers for $2 grand. They probably cost us, this thing probably cost them $300 to make, maybe $500 to make. We sell them to people, you know, we sell them for $2 grand to the dealers, and then they sell them to people for $4 grand. So, I mean, I get it. They wanted to make some coin, but just like if I was a serious overlander and I was like seriously going to camp in this thing on the regular all the time, I was going to go to like Africa or South America or on some super long, month-long version journey, I wouldn't get this fucking thing. I think there's too much of a potential that something's going to go wrong. Either this clasp is going to break, or the mattress is going to end up being too uncomfortable, or those are the two main things. I mean, the clasps and the mattress. In high wind, it's extremely comfortable to sleep in. It can very much handle a high wind. I haven't been in heavy rain, but I've been in light rain, and it's very comfortable. You can't really tell it's on top of the car. It weighs about 100 pounds. Very quick to set up, takes 5 minutes. I mean, I would show you a video of the setup, but all it involves is unclipping that clasp, undo the other one, psh, and the thing pops up, and then you take the ladder out. I mean, it's like pretty self-explanatory. So, I don't know. My review, on a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, because I got it used and I got it $1,000 off, I would give it a 7, basically a C. Maybe a C+. Give it a passing grade. Definitely not an A, maybe a B- at best. But we're not talking about an A or an A+ product here. So, just a little review, and that's about it.